show. Today we're going into the quiet, sacred, and sometimes painful space where our greatest dreams go to die. The space of self sacrifice in the name of safety. I see you, my love. You're a woman of immense capacity. You run the home, you manage the calendars, you're the emotional life raft for your partner, your children, maybe even your extended family. You're the architect of everyone else's well being, and you do it beautifully. But here is the devastating secret that is keeping you stuck, exhausted, and terrified of taking the leap into your own soul led life and business. You have become masterful at building a life that feels safe for everyone else, while completely betraying the woman you are meant to become. I remember a client, let's call her X, or just give her a name, Tina, Sarah, anything. And she came to me with a brilliant course idea, a world changing methodology, but she couldn't launch it. She kept delaying, tweaking the sales page, and finding endless reasons not to go visible. And when we dug deep, the block wasn't marketing, it was matrimonial. She confessed, Guri, my husband is comfortable right now. He knows what to expect. If I become successful, if I go public, if I start demanding more time and more space for myself, I'm terrified that I will disrupt the peace and that disruption will cost me my marriage. That's the belief not just Tina, most of us women are holding on to for so long that we are just betraying ourselves like every second. And that's the belief that we are dissolving today. The belief that says my success is a zero-sum game. So for me to gain, someone else or the security of my current life must lose. Let's reframe this immediately. You believe you're protecting your relationship by remaining small, quiet, and predictable. But what if the purpose of your marriage is not to simply maintain status quo, but to experience the fullness of life, love, and growth together? What if the greatest gift you can give to your partner and to your children is the full, magnificent, unshackled expression of the woman you truly are? Just because playing small feels safe right now doesn't mean it is actually sustainable for your soul or for the people you love. And I'm not just saying this to you, this is well established and holds true for me as well. You're not meant to live life as a half measure. And this conversation I've been having with myself for so long now. So it's not just a one-sided conversation. We need to understand that the fear of starting the business or just about anything else, maybe a hobby, maybe going to a retreat, maybe trying something new, is simply the surface level of a deeper identity crisis. And what we need is an identity upgrade, the reclamation of the sovereign self. We need to move from caretaker to creator. Well, most of us would resonate with this, that your current identity is built on being the caretaker that prioritizes the collective energy above her own, operates from guilt and fears, being labeled selfish. We have to move from the caretaker identity to the creator identity. The creator identity understands that she is the source. She knows her cup must be full to serve. She operates from fierce clarity and sets sacred boundaries, not out of punishment, but out of self-reverence. The creator does not ask for permission to exist. She simply creates her existence. This shift means reversing the core belief. I must earn the right to focus on my dream. And this belief becomes, my dream is essential for my being, and therefore it is non-negotiable. Think about the women you admire. The ones who own their success, the ones who do what they want to do, who travel, who fall in love again, who take care of their kids and also take care of themselves, start their business and, take care of their everything, host their retreats, and who lead with magnetic confidence. They're not women who are struggling with messaging or traffic. They're women who have decided their presence is necessary. And I can tell you myself, like, I've struggled with this so much where it took me a long time to understand that my presence is necessary. If I want to run a successful business, if I want to have a good relationship with my partner, the presence and my being and the things that I want, everything is just necessary. There is no way out of this, like not being present and not understanding what you want and then expecting the outcome to be different. I want to share a truth I learned from Naval Ravikant. Right now, your internal state is, well, maybe resentment, the quiet toxic fuel of a soul that knows it's meant for more but is choosing to stay caged. When you suppress the woman who wants to live the life she wants, who wants to build the business she wants, who wants the marriage that she wants, the powerful energy doesn't disappear. It curdles into passive aggression, emotional exhaustion, and the very volatility you're trying to avoid in your relationships. You're serving your family from a place of resentment, not replenishment. Okay, this is your emotional credibility. Your family doesn't need a martyr, they need a lighthouse. They need to see a woman who honors her highest self, because maybe even they don't know how to be their highest self. And so when you show up as your highest self, maybe they recognize you and maybe they see that, wow, this is how you step into your own energy. This is how you're being yourself, and this is how they can be themselves. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 gates to sovereignty. So before you worry about your business, let's say sales page, before you worry about your kids, your children, before you worry about your husband, your partner, your boyfriend, your friend, your colleague, collaborator, you must fortify your own energetic borders. And so here are 3 non-negotiables for installing the creator identity. Let's call it Identity Operating System 2.0. Okay, number 1, gate of time. You need 1 hour a day, non-negotiable, that belongs only to your soul's work. Not when the kids are napping, not after dinner if I'm not too tired. It's a sacred scheduled block. You can start with 30 minutes and then go up to 45 or an hour. Well, start there. Block it for yourself. Your soul, your business requires time. And your marriage, family must be trained to respect that. If you don't teach them how to respect that, they won't. So you have to teach yourself first, and then you have to teach them. Gate number 2. Just taking a sip of water. Gate number 2. Gate of financial sovereignty. Stop treating your work, whether you do a 9 to 5, whether it's a side hustle, a hobby, side business, or your core business, stop treating your business budget as extra or a hobby. It is a strategic investment in your future sovereignty. Money is energy. And if you're afraid to invest in your growth, you are signaling to the universe that this venture is disposable. The creator invests strategically and believes in her return. So if that makes sense, let's move to number 3. Gate of voice sovereignty. Start practicing voicing your needs before you reach the breaking point. This is the hardest one. I've seen so many, and it happened with me in the beginning of my relationship when I would voice things, at the tipping point, like when everything seems like it's about to crash. That's when I would just voice things because I didn't want to sacrifice the peace, didn't want to sabotage everything. And it took me a while, like it took me a couple of months to realize that if this continues to happen, my relationship will struggle and it will stay the same as the relationships in the past. But I really need this relationship to work, as in I saw the potential that it could work. And so all it needed from me was to step in this role of just owning myself and my voice. And that's what I did. Okay, so practice this. I need 30 minutes alone right now. Okay. I'm not available to plan that. Please manage it. The confidence to just do anything in your life, whether it's launching your business, whether it's planning that next trip, a retreat, a vacation, just a weekend, driveway, long drive, whatever. It all starts with the confidence to communicate your personal boundaries. So you must embody the person who respects herself first, and then the strategy will flow. We often confuse disruption with destruction. Yes, doing what you love, whether it's starting a business, setting new boundaries, reclaiming your time, speaking your goals, will disrupt the current patterns in your home, in your life, in your workplace. Your husband might feel uncomfortable. Your friends might feel like you're a different person, like you're changing. Your kids might whine, but disruption is a prerequisite for growth. You're not destroying your life, you're transforming it. You're leading your family into a higher vibration of partnership where everyone, including the woman who runs the show, is fully expressed. I want you to sit with this truth and ask yourself, is the discomfort you're trying to prevent in others more painful than the resentment you're allowing to rot inside of you? Let that land before we move on. The leap of faith isn't about the money. It's about deciding that your own integrity, your alignment, is more valuable than the perceived security of being small. Okay, when we are making a change this deep, a soul-level shift from caretaker to creator, we need a powerful, uninterrupted container to install the new operating system. We need to leave the environment that constantly triggers the old identity. This work cannot be done fully while you're still making dinner, folding laundry, and answering 50 texts. You need to step into a portal of pure, unadulterated sovereignty. That is why I created the Bali Identity Upgrade Retreat this coming May. This is your permission slip to prioritize yourself, to leave the endless demands of home behind, and to immerse yourself in a sacred 7 to 10, yeah, you got 2 options there, intensive experience. We will be using my process to excavate the limiting beliefs around worthiness, sacrifice, and the fear of disruption, so that you can upgrade your identity. We're going to make you safe within yourself first. Then the business, the relationship, the marriage, the happiness, the everything, the money will flow. This is where the woman who is thinking about starting a new role, starting a new family, a new relationship, business, becomes the woman who is the leader, who is the creator. So if this conversation about reclaiming your sovereignty and stepping out of the caretaker role spoke directly to your heart, then I have one simple, clear invite for you. To get all the details about the dates, the curriculum, and the investment for this life-altering experience in Bali, drop a comment if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching a clip on Instagram, DM me, or anywhere you can see this, just connect with me, right? Also go to the page. I think I'm going to drop the link in the description or the show notes if you're listening it as a podcast. Now, this is going to be your first strategic action step. It is you choosing yourself. I would love to hear what part of this message resonated most deeply with you. So even if you're not curious about the Bali retreat, send me a message and just tell me a short story of your own reclamation and what this episode did for you. What is the one thing your creator self will stop tolerating today, right? I'm going to leave you with that question. Until next time, stay true, stay open, and stay in your soul's rhythm. Thank you so much for watching and listening.